Hello, here is my track guide for Laguna Seca. This is season 2015 third season, and default weather setting and baseline setup, of course. Um, and on Laguna Seca, they made things easy for us, and I'm going to show you why. When you come down the straight here, what you're looking for is this 4 marker, and then somewhere between the 3 and the 4 marker is good to start braking. Don't start braking too late. Many have problems with getting through the bends and keeping the speed up, and the reason is usually that they go in with a too high speed. So don't brake too late. It's better to brake a little bit earlier and then ease off the brakes as you approach the corner and try to maintain highest possible speed through the corner and then the exit, of course. So a little bit before this, around 3.5 on this one. Downshift here, you will be in 5th gear, so 4th, 3rd, and then to get the final rotation, you smack in 2nd gear, and you power out like this. And you track out. On this track, it's very important to use the total width of the track. It is time to be made up by actually using it. So when you approach this corner, I recommend that you stay in 3rd gear and you lift off throttle around here, more or less when you hit the rumble strip, and you just coast. The reason for this is that if you use this technique, coasting, and not using brakes, it's easier to get the same speed over and over again, lap after lap. And also when you're off throttle approaching the corner with these types of car, you can get a very high lowest speed through the bend, as I will show later. And what I meant before when I said that they made it easy for us, it is that the end of the rumble strips usually indicate when it's time to turn in. So in the end of this rumble strip, you see there is a little white triangle or an arrow pointing out, and that is what you're going to follow and start turning in. Roughly, there are alternatives, of course, but if you start using them, it's very good. The red stone shows us this geometrical center of the corner, and it's not necessarily that you apex at the geometrical center, but that you enter apex a little bit after that, and then full throttle out, and use the rumble strip like this. Go back out again on the rumble strip. And here it's the same thing. On this build you can lift off very, very late, but if you start by lifting off at 2nd marker here, this one, and coast, and stay in the same gear, and apex after the redstone, and just floor it, use the width of the track. This corner, of course, you're going to have to use the brakes, and my brake marker in almost every car is this white line between the 2 marker and the 3 marker. Usually it works. It works with the Solstice and the Mustang and the GT3 cars roughly. This is also a corner where very many brake too late, so don't do that. Go in here, start aiming pretty much in the middle of the track like this. And in this car, in this build, when you start turning in, you downshift once. That will make the car rotate a little bit. And here, if you get in very far to the left, you can cut this corner without getting off track. You could be quite long into the sand. Track out. This corner that very many have problems getting through. It's also very easy depending on build. You never brake here. On some builds I had to lift off at 4th marker, at some I could lift off at 3rd marker, and you would think that you will be caught up here. Well, maybe you will, but no one in their right mind will try to overtake here anyway. And with this technique it's very easy to not going into the bend too fast. So on this build I lift off roughly around the 2 marker, and I only lift off about half throttle, a little bit more than half throttle, and just indicate the turn, and you will start getting a little bit of slide, and then you can pretty much keep it on throttle around here. Because it's very important. If you gain half a kilometer an hour higher speed at the center of the corner, you will be 4 kilometers an hour higher speed at the top of the hill. This is why so many overdo it here and spin, but use my technique, lifting off. Just find a marker where it suits you to lift off. You will be doing the same speed up the hill lap after lap after lap. Braking here, there is a white line a little bit before the 3 marker, and somewhere between that white line and the 3 marker I brake. And I try to stay a little bit towards the right here, and I downshift, and I do the chicane here in 3rd gear. If you're having trouble getting the car to turn in, you can downshift 1 more, but it's easy to, you can easily spin the car if you downshift 1 more. 3rd gear will do it. Just as I said before, try to keep the highest possible minimum speed when you go through this. So 3rd gear, and you can cut this corner also a little bit, as you see here many do. And what you want to aim for, if you are actually far to the left in this first left-hander, you can aim on that single tree right ahead of us now, and if you are brave, you can cut it even more like this, aiming at the end of the fence, and you will have your right tires on the gravel, and you can hit the gravel here, you don't get an off track. So the straightest possible line through here will gain you a lot of time. And here you just have to practice and practice until you get a feel for it. There are no really quick fix for this one. So don't track out too far to the left here, because if you do, you have to turn all the way up to the right side again, and you will scrub off speed, and also your entry into the left-handed down the hill will not be very good, so you will lose speed there instead. I stay close to the I lift off throttle, coast, and while doing that the car will start rotating quite well. I go in like this, and then I try to go full throttle from about here, hit the apex, and back up to the left. And this right-hander, you don't want to brake too hard and too late here, because here, as in most other corners, the highest possible minimum speed is very important. So I start braking a little bit before I hit the rumble strip here, and I'm 50, 60, 70% on brake, 50% on brake, and just when I start turning I lift off, and as I lift off I get a little bit of rotation, and then I go on throttle again. So I have acceleration all through the corner. And when I say go on throttle, that doesn't necessarily mean full throttle. It can also mean some throttle, because with a little bit of throttle, the rear suspension will be compressed a little bit more. Just imagine a drag racing car taking off. You see that it really compresses the rear end. Any car do that. And when that happens, the weight center is being moved towards the rear, and thereby you get more traction in the rear. So, and this corner is has a little bit of banking, so you can go on throttle a little bit all the way through here, track out properly, and start heading for the right side of the track. Braking marker here is the 2 marker for me. I brake, and here I start turning in a little bit before the white triangle around here, and I smack in 2nd gear here. And you brake in towards the apex, which will give me a little bit more of rotation. The lower the gear you use, the more turn, the better the car would turn. The higher gear you use, the worse it will turn. So 2nd gear around here. Floor it again. Track out. So we're going to do this with a little bit of speed, and then we're going to look at a reasonably good lap. So I'm not good at driving and speaking, but I'm going to give it a go. So 3.5 marker in 5th gear, 4th, 3rd, and accelerating out, lift off throttle, red stone. 4th gear, track out, lift off. Apex a little bit off to the white stone. Same 4th gear, the white line, off to the 3 marker. Shift to 3rd. 4th gear, lift off before the 2 marker. I don't throttle up the hill, that was reasonably okay. And brake at the white line. 3rd gear. Got the gravel a little bit, aim for the single tree. Go out to the right side, lift off. Go on throttle again. Start braking at the beginning of the rumble strip. Maintain the speed. Go on throttle again. Brake at the 2 marker. 3rd gear. 2nd. Get the help from the rotation. The 2nd gear. But at least I didn't go off, which I usually do when I try driving and speaking. So, I'm gonna look into lap with a little bit of speed also. What I did before here, 1:42.7. I got one, but I think I had a little off track there. So let's see, I can find another one without an off track. So coming down the straight, 4th gear. Staying close to the left. I forgot to say that before. I think that is the fastest way. Into 5th gear, braking a little bit before the 3 marker. Now down to 2nd to get the rotation and power out. Over to the left, hit the rumble strip, lift off throttle, apex a little bit off to the red rock, and up to 4th gear. Use the rumble strip. Lift off, track out properly, brake at the white line off to the 3 marker, downshift to 3rd, get some extra rotation, throttle again, up to 4th gear, lift off slightly at the 2 mark, throttle again, get the good speed up the hill. And brake at the white line to 3rd gear, get a straight line through this, down the corkscrew, go out to the right side, lift off at 4th, start braking at the beginning of the rumble strip. I use about a 50% brake there, I just saw that, and start braking at the 2nd marker. Downshift, 2nd gear, get some extra rotation, and on throttle. So, I hope this helped. I am not very good at this car, and I really don't like this track, so the fastest guys are probably gonna do high 141s, I guess. But anyway, I hope that this helped you, and so if you did, give it a thumbs up underneath here, and thank you very much for watching.